Now, the UN General Assembly convened an emergency session on Wednesday in an effort to adopt a resolution urging Russia to halt its offensive in Ukraine. The high-level meeting comes before the first anniversary of the Russian invasion of its neighboring country. Speaking at the session, United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres stressed that the war is having dramatic humanitarian and human rights consequences that extend beyond Ukraine's borders. Warning of dangers of irresponsible military activity around Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant and the threat of nuclear weapons entering the war, Guterres said that it is high time to step back from the brink.
The war is also fanning regional instability and fueling global tensions and divisions, while diverting attention and resources from other crises and pressing global issues. Meanwhile, we have heard implicit threats to use nuclear weapons. The so-called tactical use of nuclear weapons is utterly unacceptable. It is high time to step back from the brink.
However, in a video released on Thursday, Russian President Vladimir Putin said that he will continue to pay increased attention to boosting its nuclear forces. Putin's latest remarks comes 2 days after he announced that Russia would suspend the New START Treaty, which is the last remaining arms control agreement between Washington and Moscow.
Повышенное внимание, как и раньше, уделим укреплению ядерной триады. Продолжим серийное производство гиперзвуковых комплексов воздушного базирования «Кинжал» и начнем массовые поставки гиперзвуковых ракет морского базирования «Циркон».
Meanwhile, echoing similar concerns as the UN chief, the United States and EU urged nations of the 193 General Assembly to vote on a resolution for peace in Ukraine. US Ambassador to the United Nations, Linda Thomas-Greenfield, further says that the vote will go down in history.
We have before us a resolution that calls on the nations of the world to support diplomatic efforts to achieve a comprehensive and lasting peace in Ukraine. A peace consistent with the UN Charter, consistent with its fundamental principles of sovereignty, territorial integrity, and self-defense. Colleagues, this vote will go down in history. On the one-year anniversary of this conflict, we will see where the nations of the world stand on the matter of peace in Ukraine.
The European Union's top diplomat Josep Borrell further noted that not stopping Russia will increase the risk for any other country elsewhere in the world to face similar aggression.
And if we don't condemn and stop Russia's actions in Ukraine today, this will increase the risk for any other country elsewhere in the world to face a similar aggression. No one can feel safe in a world where the illegal use of force would be normalized.
Now, the UNGA is set to adopt a resolution stressing the need to reach as soon as possible a comprehensive, just and lasting peace deal in line with the founding UN Charter. And Ukraine has reached out to India for support ahead of the vote on Ukraine peace resolution. The draft UN resolution, which is non-binding, mirrors a demand the General Assembly had made last year for Moscow to withdraw troops and halt the Russian hostilities. Russia described the text as unbalanced and anti-Russian. Now, for more on this, our correspondent Susan Tehrani has sent us this report from New York. Listen in.
Today was day one of the 11th emergency special session of the United Nations General Assembly, which is the continuation of this session, which opened on February 28, 2022, and deals with Russia's invasion of Ukraine. This session has temporarily adjourned several times in the past year, and resolutions have been passed, one which suspended Russia's membership at the Human Rights Council. This meeting will resume on Thursday when UN member states will vote on on a draft resolution underlining the principles of a comprehensive, just, and lasting peace in Ukraine. The draft text underscores the need to reach as soon as possible a peaceful settlement consistent with the UN Charter, including the principles of sovereignty, equality, and territorial integrity. In this regard, the text reiterates that the General Assembly demands that Russia withdraws all its troops from Ukraine. Susan Tehrani reporting from New York for WION World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.